What's up, y'all? So there we go. How y'all doing? Hey Isaiah, hey Aaron, hey Nathan. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope your weeks have been good so far. How y'all liking GH this week? Oh man. Hey Sandy. Yes, happy Wednesday, Nathan. Oh, man. I had a suggestion about how about we watch End of the Vein on AMC. Oh, yeah. You know, I'm actually down to do that. I don't know if I want to do that for February, but, like, definitely March. For February, I kind of want to pay honor to, like, the sweeps storylines from GH. Since it's the 60th year and February was always lit on GH, I thought we'd watch, like, one of the, you know, one of the sweep storylines. Obviously not the whole thing, but, like, the bigger highlights from a certain story. Nathan, you said GH has been decent, not great. At least they're trying to tie loose ends on certain stories. Yeah. I'm glad we finally caught up to Lucy after all this time. Aaron says, it's so good this week. Did they age Charlotte again? Is it the new actress playing her? So I'm pretty confident it's the same one we seen last time, but it's just we see her so far and few between. But I think that's the same girl as the one that we saw last time. So glad they found Lucy. Yeah, me too. I mean, the nurse's ball is coming up. What about Carly's funeral in May 2002? Thought that was good. There were some good sweet memories, man. Good sweet memories. Obviously, I didn't get to watch that one until YouTube, but it looked juicy. But I only really seen like the funeral aspect where she clearly shows up at her own funeral. But I don't really remember too much beyond that. Like, didn't she drive herself off a cliff or something? Carly's funeral. Yeah, I mean, Carly's died before. Not for very long. Back when Tamara Braun was playing her. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking for February we watch like a highlight of one of those disaster storylines, just because those are like the biggest ones, and probably the easiest ones to track down and follow. So like think like the Port Charles hotel fire, the virus outbreak, the train wreck, the hostage crisis, the toxic balls, the black and white ball, like those kind of stories, at least for February. Decide on one of those and then like just pick the highlights to watch for the 4. Is it 4 Wednesdays we get in February this year? How many Februarys do we get? Or how many Wednesdays do we get in February? The 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd. Yeah. Carly drove herself off a cliff after seeing Sonny and Alexis in bed. That's what drove her off a cliff? I didn't know that. AJ paid a doctor to fake a DNA match. Carly stayed missing as long as she did to get back at Sonny. How long was she gone then? Because, I don't know, everyone always made it seem like it wasn't very long. And, like, they didn't show her at all, right? Like, in between her death and, like, her coming to the funeral. She's only gone a few weeks. She returned when she found out that she was declared dead. Oh. Okay, but did the audience see her at all? Like, did the audience know what was up? Obviously, the town didn't, but did the audience? Like, were we in on like Carly faking her death or staying or laying low or whatever? No. Okay, so we didn't see her at all. Okay. Good to know. Don't remember Carly being dead. I just remember that the scenes of her showing up at her own funeral were like considered iconic. Hey, Kaiwan. Sorry, y'all. What I'm doing right now, if you're wondering why I'm like kind of quiet, I'm just trying to find a bunch of like promos for different sweeps over the years, just to like get hyped. What else? Let's see. They're all probably gonna be like really poor quality because they're old, but how does that work? Don't worry, we haven't really started anything yet. We're just waiting for everyone to load in. This is how Sunny and Alexis got together and had Christina. It was so gross seeing Sunny and Alexis do it as a child. Oh man, like I knew that like they only had sex the one time, Sunny and Alexis. I didn't realize like that's what got Carly to drive off a cliff or whatever it was. Man. Because I don't think I was watching even sporadically at that point yet. Maybe I was, but I can't quite recall. That was Tamara Brown's Carly. Yep, sure was. I've seen the iconic clips of her showing up at the funeral, but I haven't seen, like, the story that surrounded it. Yeah, that was 2002. Let's see. Well, I didn't find too many promos, but I'm seeing enough, I think. Okay. I have found compromises into like the promos that I can't find. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry, I'm tired, y'all. Because I've seen there are promos that like showcased all the sweep stunts that we remember. I hope Sabrina don't get married or get pregnant. I don't think that they will. Not this early in the game. I mean, marriage? Depends on if Trina tries to help Spencer get custody of that baby. If she's weirdly willing to help, I can see that being a thing. It was the longest sex scene in history. It seemed it went on for a week, not just... Oh my goodness. That's such a bizarre... I wonder what made the writers be like, you know what, we should hook up Sunny and Alexis. Joss is getting on my nerves this week so far. Yeah, but also Cameron... Cameron confronting her? Damn. That's all I gotta say. Cameron, I mean, he could have went darker for sure. But he went pretty dark, and I was proud. I really want him to tell Spencer and Trina, like, the rest of the story. Man. But yeah, Jocelyn blubbering to Carly this week was just like, well, you called it, or today, I should say, because it happened today. Cameron is fuming. Yeah, I want to see Dark Cam. Shout out to William Lipton this week for GH's Cam. Yeah, William, honestly, like, just basing, when I take away what I feel about characters and storyline, I think that both William Lipton and Eden McCoy, phenomenal work this week and last week. They're doing such a great job, and they've really shown that they've grown as actors. But yeah, Joss can choke, but I just want to say that I think Eden's doing a wonderful job, and William Lipton is doing some of his best work as well. So. Because usually, like, I won't lie, when I've seen him, like, angry in the past, it came off as, like, really childish. But, like, this time, like, I really sensed the, like, numbness that Cameron was feeling. So it's great. Like, I think that he's grown as such, he's grown as an actor, and it's great because we don't see him that much because he is in school right now. But he's eating lunch. He's eating those scenes. Cam acting just like his father, Xander. And exactly like his grandpa. What? No, Jeff? Cameron ain't like Jeff. Cameron is like Xander. For sure. I mean, I don't know. I feel like even though it would be so good to see in terms of like material for William Lipton and like a great arc for Cameron, I don't think they'll go as dark as I would want them to go. I want to see Cameron spiral, but I just don't. Just because of I think it would be a great new thing to see the character experience. Ate and left no crumbs, exactly. Franco's father? Oh, true. Yeah, you're right. He is slowly becoming Scott Baldwin. When you think about Luke and Laura and Scotty. But I just, I don't think... Ooh. Oh my god, is he going to get advice from Scott? He's been the other guy. He's been the losing guy in the battle. I don't want him to become a boob like Scott, though. Because Scott kind of gets played for comedic... whatever. And Scott also just, especially in the Luke and Laura days, got shit on so much. Like, they made him look, really bad. I want but like at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't want to compare Joss and Dex to Luke and Laura because they're not. You know what I mean? But you know, I sense that they're trying to tell this like star-crossed lover type of story, a guy that's bad for her that she really wants, but like, I don't know. I'm rooting for Cameron in this situation, so it's like, it's not quite Luke and Laura where everyone was kind of rooting for them. I don't think anyone was like, back in the day, like, man, I really wished Laura and Scotty stayed together. When you got, you know, Laura and Scotty were just kind of living their normal lives, and, you know, for the first time in soap history, you had characters going on the run from the law, and like all these like location shoots that soaps never did, and you know, it was hard to like enjoy one or the other, I would say, probably. Not that I was around for it, but I certainly, when I watched the initial On the Run storyline, I could see why people were rooting for Luke and Laura over Luke and Scott. I mean, Laura and Scotty. Do I think Spencer and Trina are like Luke and Laura? No. Listen, there will never be another Luke and Laura. Period. Like, they're first of all, soaps don't have the budget to create another Luke and Laura-esque couple. Because I think, when it comes to, like, the original term of super couple, it can't be a thing. It was far more than just the chemistry between two actors. It had to do with good storytelling. It had to do with, you know, larger than life stories that had big location shoots, and, you know, that made characters and stories really memorable and couples really memorable. Ain't no couple in this day and age are gonna get the type of stories that people like Luke and Laura and Robert and Holly and Frisco and Felicia got in the 80s, you know? In my opinion, and I'll stand by this, I think that the last true super couple was Sunny and Brenda in the 90s. I know that people like to call Jay Sam a super couple. They were a great couple. They weren't a super couple. People would call like Johnny and Lulu a super couple. Again, I loved them. Not a super couple. I think, like, I know Michael and Willow will never be another Edward and Lila. That's true. Yeah. That's the hard part, is that it's hard not to try and compare couples of today to the couples of yesteryear. But, you know, soaps were a whole different breed in the 80s and 90s, and they're not, you know, they're not what they are now. I like the star-crossed lovers. Yeah, like, there's not, like, it's not that they can't write star-crossed lovers, it's just that it's not going to be in the same realm as, like, those, like, larger-than-life super couples of the glory days, you know what I mean? Jay, Sam, Nick and Emily, Johnny, Lulu, all great couples, not super couples. Just saying. Like, Lulu and Dante, yeah, no. Again, Lulu and Dante, great couple. But they weren't a super couple. There is not a single couple from like 2000 onward that I would say is a super couple. There are some that definitely had potential, but you know, I feel like to become what I feel is the definition of a super couple, you need far more than chemistry and like decent stories. You need like larger than life stories. You need the location shoots. You need to be making waves to the point where you end up on like magazine covers that aren't like soap opera digests. You know what I mean? Star-crossed lovers. Yeah, like yeah, no, Luke and Laura, they were pretty star-crossed. They were unconventional, and I think, you know, Gloria Monty, she had her vision, and she knew she like, and this is where I find where a lot of producers of today's soaps fall short, is that Gloria Monty saw that she had lightning in a bottle, and she like went all in and like invested a lot, and it paid off in a big way. It saved the show, and it what is a super couple? This is what I'm trying to explain. I'm explaining. A super couple to me is a couple that were essentially seen as a phenomenon on, like, you know, on a much bigger scale. Couples that had, like, you know, great stories consistently. Not only did the actors have chemistry, but they were, you know, kind of leading the way of the shows, and having like these location shoot-esque storylines. Robert and Holly or Robert and Anna. I liked both. I'm not gonna lie, I liked both. I would say that Robert and Holly were more of a super couple than Robert and Anna, but Robert and Anna were a really good couple. I think that they, you know, were a great alternative to Robert and Holly, and of course they have a child together, so, you know, they really worked. But I really adore them as like the friends that they are today. Like, they seem to have a very platonic relationship, and they seem to adore each other and love each other, and that's great to see after all these years. That they can be just friends and like just support each other and want each other to be happy without wanting to be with that person. And that's the sense that I get with Robert and Anna these days, and I love that about them. I do, I really do. But yeah, what super couples were to me are couples that, you know, like I said, yes, they have good chemistry, they have great storytelling, it's consistent for, you know, always. Because I can say that there's couples that I absolutely loved and was obsessed with, because y'all know I was obsessed with J-Sam, but like, you know, not the writing wasn't always good for them. Don't watch it, but Days of Our Lives has super couples. Sean and Tiff, they were fun to watch. I don't think that they were considered a super couple, but they were fun to watch for sure. There are no super couples on GH today. The writing sucks and the budget is cheap. Thank you, DG. That is the point I'm trying to create. To create what the original definition of a super couple is, you need a budget. Our soaps don't have budgets. That's just the reality. That's just the reality of it, and it sucks. I wish that we did, because I think there are couples that for sure have the potential to be super couples, and there has been for many years. But like, they just can't. It's not in the budget to, you know, invest as much as they did with couples like Luke and Laura and Robert and Holly and Frisco and Felicia and Sunny and Brenda. They don't have the money to invest in the couples in the way that they invested in those couples, alright? The writing was good for J-Sam when they first started, but after Steve Burton returned, it wasn't the same. I think that they had some good moments when Steve returned. It's just they didn't ride with it. Like, you know, once they got back together, it was kind of like, here they are. Like, and that was it. And they just stopped investing in them after that. General Hospital needs 9 million like Days of Our Lives, but to me, like, I mean, I like I said, I obviously I don't watch Days of Our Lives, but the budget don't look that big. If like from the promos that I've seen, because I've seen promos, because I was paying somewhat attention when they went over to streaming, but they don't look like they got a $9 million budget. Those sets be looking cheap. Steve is really religious and that she doesn't like. I mean, I don't know if that's it. They seem to get along when they got back, like behind the scenes, but I don't know. But yeah, I think that Kelly, I don't know. Kelly's not the same. No one's the same person as they were back in the glory days, and that's the reality. But I feel like Kelly lost her her love for the show. She doesn't bring her A game, and you can always tell, like when an actor loses that. Not that she does a crap job. It's just that there's just no fire. Like she doesn't seem to have the drive to go all in. But also it doesn't help that she doesn't get good writing either. So it's a collection of things that just kind of tanked J-Sam. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, there's no way. Like, I mean, GH probably has a $9 million budget too, but that ain't that big for a television show. Kelly Monaco, yeah, Kelly Monaco. She don't have that same fire. The reason why I bring that up too is because actually yesterday, me and my mom were watching old, not old J-Sam clips, but old Sam clips. We were watching like when Sam was, we were watching Sam and Maxie scenes actually, and like Sam calling out Lulu and defending Maxie, and like Sam was in her I am over Jason era, and you know Kelly had fire. She was like fierce, and you know we've seen her like fighting off the text message killer. We watched that clip too. Days and GH also shared the same head writer who wrote for Luke and Laura and the Cassadines. Interesting. She had a fight with Gloria and quit and went to Days. Wow. Honestly, they don't give Kelly Monaco anything to do. They made Sam boring, which is sad. Like, she shouldn't be boring. $9 million is nothing. Yeah, like, that ain't budget, Kaiwan. I'm sorry to say. I mean, okay, well, to be fair, in the 80s, $9 million would have gone a long way in television. Now it won't. Yeah, they had to do multiple episodes per day and lights and sets. Light and all the sets and pay the actors. Did you think Alan and Monica and Tony and Bobby were super couples? No, but they were I mean, they were very beloved couples, and I adored them, but they weren't super couples by any means of the term. GH is so cheap they don't even have an emergency room set. They always had one, except for the very beginning. By the 80s, they had an emergency room, an operating room with a balcony. I heard that Dante and Sam were going somewhere outside of Port Charles for a case. I don't know if the writers are going to follow through on that. Yeah, apparently Dante and Sam are going to London to track down Esme's nanny. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, really, it's not going to be London. It's going to be the generic shot of London that you can buy on that website that like they use for Paris, and then they'll show like a rinky-dink set, which isn't their fault. They're trying, okay, but they just don't have the budget to go there. Bet Duke and Anna were a super couple. Yeah, I would say Duke and Anna were more of a super couple than Robert and Anna. Yeah, I would say yeah, Duke and Anna were a super couple. Annika, Helen and Monica's relationship, child, they can keep that. Yeah, but you know what? The reason why people can remember, a couple like Alan and Monica is because there was some good ass stories in there. Okay, they were toxic towards each other, and it was enjoyable to watch. But that does not make them a super couple. Kelly lost her vibe ever since her and Billy Miller broke up. I don't think it was the breakup. I think it was him getting booted off the show, because that's where it seemed to start. Her love for GH seemed to go with Billy Miller exiting the show. I won't speak on their personal life. I know that they dated briefly, but, I think it was more so about him getting pushed off the show than anything. And I think it showed, I think she really tried to sell Drew and Sam when Steve came back, and that was very apparent. But obviously, I think even Kelly knew that they wouldn't go with Drew and Sam over Jason and Sam. In the story, is Duke alive or dead now? He's dead. He's dead. He was alive for a while. They brought him back in 2012. But then it turned out he was Faison in a Duke mask. And then they brought the real Duke back. Both played by Ian Buchanan. But yeah, they had him back for a while until, 2015 maybe? And then they had, notification, sorry. They had him killed by the Jeromes, I believe. Kelly always denied dating Billy. Well, I mean, there were those pictures, though, of them getting quite cozy in the water. But, I mean, that could have just been, flirtatious relationship, flirtatious, fun. They might have not been serious. I know about the Kmart mask. That stuff bothered me. That stuff bothered everyone. If GH replaced Frank, Dan, and Chris, they better not get any old hacks from the other soaps. I'm genuinely curious on how Dan and Chris would do under a new producer, because they seem to have the groundwork to tell good stories, but they lack the follow through of how they play out. And I do always wonder if that's just the writers or if that has anything to do with how the show's being produced. Or maybe they just need a whole team of writers to all tackle being the lead. Maybe it's going to take a village to tell storylines that you could compare to the good old days. Duke has died 3 times and he could return. I'd love to see Ian Buchanan fighting James Patrick Stewart for Finola. That would be fun. Lord knows Valentine resurrects everyone. Or Valentini resurrects everyone. Yeah, it's true. Well, I think that might have been more of a Ron thing, though. You know what I mean? Because not as many characters came back from the dead since Ron left. Love to see Wendy Rich come back. Yeah. A new producer would make Dan and Chris actually write plots. Dan and Chris are good with moments and climaxes, but they don't seem talented at creating long-term story. Yeah. But that also kind of has to do with the team underneath them as well, though. Because, yes, they plot out the stories and when things take place, but the in-between is what really kills the storyline. Yeah, I feel like there's a collection of things playing into where GH sort of falls off the wayside a little bit. But yeah, hard to say. Although we seem to be just chilling again today, guys. But since we've been here for like 45-ish minutes now, I do want to at least kind of get to the points of the video today, which is to decide which sweep storyline we want to watch for February's on Wednesdays, because we're going to get back to reactions next month. And for that, I have 4 promos. Just promos. These are tiny clips. The longest one is 3 minutes and the rest are under a minute. Just to help us decide what sweep storyline we want to see in February. Unless you want to watch like one episode from each one. We'll decide though. I have to get up by 6:30 a.m. Okay, well let's get to the point. Let's get to the main point, and then we can just hang out for the rest of the bit. But yeah, let me set these up for y'all, because I've already watched them about an hour ago. But for y'all, so that we can decide. There I go, shrink me down. Turn the mood music off for a moment. Cool. Make sure that's not too loud for y'all. And make sure y'all can see it, most importantly. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be watching some promos that show off the disaster storylines from like the mid-2000s. So let's watch, and then let me know what you guys want to watch in February. Here we go.
It's that kind of a party.
Let me know if this is too loud as well, guys.
The hotel fire was the first of the many crises that I think are
Natalia and Tyler
on General Hospital. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. It's extremely long hours and very exhausting.
Get her out of here! Come on, ma'am. Gotta go.
This is them actually looking back at all of the disaster storylines.
I was nervous. I was kind of scared to go up on that thing, but but it was really fun. We went way up in the air and then turned to this big loop.
This is from the Port Charles Hotel fire, specifically these scenes
tall
here.
Building that we were on, and Tyler was a little dot in the distance when I got up there, but yeah, it was fun.
Here we go.
This, of course, is the hostage crisis.
Was a boiling inferno. The way that was shot, if some of the viewers probably remember, is that it was all one day. But so everything on the set had to match, including the blazing fireplace that was on for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody had to stay right where they were for the most part. When he came in and started shooting the place up, where was I sitting on the fireplace? That was not one of my better General Hospital crisis experiences.
Survivors of the collision.
Isaiah, I don't remember that. Oh my gosh, do tell.
But railway officials
Trainwreck, I love this story. This is a story that solidified me watching GH.
I mean, what caused the train wreck? 2 bombs went off. We have a unlimited supply of TNT in Port Charles. It's readily
the
available.
hostage crisis storyline killed off Alan.
And again, I was performing surgery.
Yeah,
I still get choked watching his heart attack scene.
But what happened to Alexis? Something was
She
her.
was having a baby.
Oh, she was having a baby, right. It was fishing wire that time. Fishing wire for the surgery
You just
and vodka.
wrapped it around its head and yanked that little sucker right out. The final product has always been fun, and I expect this current crisis to be about the same. And
this is Toxic
people
Balls.
that
This is
you
when they
wouldn't
were
expect
Toxic
to
Balls
have to
was like
help
kind
each
of the
other out
last
are
big
forced to do so out
storyline,
of
and they
basic
did a lot of
human
promo
compassion.
surrounding it too. I feel like Toxic Balls had its good moments and its bad moments. This promo is
General Hospital.
actually
You will die out there.
Every decision had its consequences.
She's not breathing.
And for every win, someone had to lose.
Helen, no!
But starting January 15th,
We didn't know what was about to happen. No!
they must live every moment as if it was their last.
We couldn't contain it. Get out now!
the iconic line from Patrick Drake, Mr. Jason
Weekdays
Thompson.
on ABC
They couldn't
and weeknights on
contain it.
Subnet.
And we had to hear that like 80,000 times in that storyline.
Subnet, a General Hospital event. Scores of hostages, a city panicked, counting down the hours, minutes, seconds, to the moment not everyone will survive.
I remember seeing this promo for the first time, and I had such chills, y'all.
On General Hospital, a fairy tale proposal will unleash a night of terror. Would you
I
die
had
for
to
love?
scream in that moment, man.
My God. Weekdays on ABC, weeknights on Subnet.
Oh man, that's it, y'all. Those are the promos. Told you it wouldn't last long, but yeah. So those are just some of the sweep storylines. The only ones I couldn't find a promo for was the virus outbreak. I don't think I could find promo wise, anyway. Yeah, no. Like the story itself is there for sure, but yeah. There we go. Sweeps promos, yeah. Man, the sweeps promos were great because we always knew they were coming. That's what I really miss, like truly miss about the Guza era, is that no matter how boring the storylines were in March, April, June, July, August, September, October, we knew that February, November would be lit, May would be okay, but we always could rely on February or November to be like absolutely phenomenal. And we'd all like gear up for it too. Oh, no problem, Brooklyn. I preferred Bacchanalia to the Black and White Ball. I did too. I did get to watch the Bacchanalia back in the day. I just thought old man Zakara supposedly terrorizing everyone was lame. It was kind of funny though. I think that Bruce, who played Anthony, like he did phenomenal playing the character because he was just taking the piss. Like I think my favorite moment from the Black and White Ball was Spinelli and Nadine were kind of wandering around the castle. The power was out, obviously, and Anthony is just in a corner. And he's like pretending that he's hung himself, and he just says "dead end" and like laughs and like scares the shit out of Spinelli and Nadine, and they just run off. Oh man, so funny. Kuza and his buddy Chris Pratt wrote some great catastrophes. Yeah, they really did. I miss the old hospital. Do you mean like the old GH or like the old set of GH? I really don't mind the new hospital set. Are there things missing in it? For sure. Are there some awkward things in it? For sure. Like the stairs that always just kind of seem to lead to nowhere, but they have different stairwells in the back too. Like, so confusing, but it looks nice. Still wonder why they burned down the old hospital on the Toxic Ball story. I think that they just felt like the hospital set needed a refresh. And, like, to be honest, I don't think that they were wrong about that. Like, the GH set was kind of looking really dated. However, you know, I think Pratt-tastrophes. I think that, you know, the GH set did need a revamp despite people liking things staying the same. I do wish that there were some other sets that stayed. Particularly the outside sets that had been there for a long time, but yeah, I didn't mind that they changed the hospital up, especially because we kind of seen a version of that set in the season 2 of Night Shift. Like that stairwell was there, The elevators were there, and that desk was sort of there, but it was just darker, I guess. The dang hospital needs an emergency room and an operating room. They do. They also need a staff lounge where the doctors and nurses can talk. Everyone talks in the hall. There is a lounge though. It's right beside the locker rooms. They just never go in there. That set is still there, I'm pretty sure. They had an emergency set. Even with this newer set, they had it. But we haven't seen it in quite a long time. Now they just kind of wheel them into like the main hallway. But they did for a little bit have a emergency room set. Are you asking if we can get any night shift characters to come on GH? Who would it be? I liked a lot of the night shift characters. I'm glad that we seem to get a lot of the season 1 night shift cast onto GH. Particularly most of it during the time that night shift was on. But a lot of them did stick around for a little bit. Like we did see Leo Julian, like Dr. Leo Julian. And who else did we see? We seen Andy Archer for a while. We seen Nurse Nadine. Her sister Jolene was on night shift, and she kind of stemmed from that. We also had seen, oh my gosh, the nurse that Patrick dated, Layla, and we seen Regina as well. And I liked all of them. I liked that they were on the show. They added a lot of much needed staff members to GH, which at the time was lacking until they brought them all on. But they also had some really good ones in season 2 as well. That I would have liked to see come to the show, but none of them did. None of them did in season 2. Oh, remember the Mercy Hospital set? Yeah, I love that the Mercy Hospital set was just that clinic that Nicholas built for a minute. DG, you said you really miss Dr. Steve Hardy's office, but that hasn't been seen since the 80s, even when Steve died in 1996. Because John Bernardino died, they used a new set for Steve's office. Oh, wow. Interesting. You know, I did watch his tribute episode when he died. I still remember Audrey dropping the glass and finding out in front of everyone. Well, everyone found out, right? All at once. They were all at the hospital to celebrate something relating to Steve, and then finding out that he died. Which makes me wonder, actually, if they're going to do the same to Epiphany. You know, it's like a celebration that they're going to have for her, you know, passing the test or something. I don't know. We'll see. The actress that played Layla is a phenomenal actress. She has gone on to do a lot of primetime in movies. Yeah, I've seen her in a few. She did a movie about a hostage situation based on a true story, and I cried. Powerful. I don't know if I've seen that one, but yeah, she's still getting work. So Rachel gave a great performance when Steve died. Yeah, she sure did. The doctor characters on Days of Our Lives. I'd laugh if Days had more doctors in GH. And I don't mean the ones that just pop in for the nurse's ball. Oh man, because really, like, doctor-wise, we have what? Terry, Finn, Austin, Elizabeth as a nurse, somewhat Amy as a nurse, and I guess Bobby in, like, administration. I don't know what she does, but she still works at the hospital technically. Oh, man. All right, y'all. But yeah, anyway, we watched all those promos and didn't decide on what we should watch. So what do you guys think? Let's try to narrow it down. I wonder, I've never done this before. Can I make a poll? Am I able to make a poll on the chat here? Or am I too new for this? Let me see. We watched. Oh, sorry, I had to open my stream on the computer here. Engage with your audience. Ooh, I can do a poll. Okay. GH did Stephen Cassadine so dirty. Yeah, they really did. He seemed to have like just a big downfall when he started out as a pretty decent character. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I can only put up 4 options. Okay. Okay, here's what I'll do, and I don't know if I can do multiple polls. But we'll decide on these first 4. What was one after that? Did it work? I'll give you guys 5 minutes from now to decide on those 4, and then we'll try to do another poll if it lets me. Can I make this bigger? Can I see? Okay. Didn't Courtney die in that virus storyline? She sure did, y'all. The votes are going on and on. So far, Port Charles Hotel Fire and Monkey Virus Outbreak are tied. Trainwreck is in second. Oh, Trainwreck and Hostage Crisis are tied for second. I'm going to list other sweep storylines after this poll is done. And maybe we'll just take the top 2 from this one and the top 2 from the other, and then narrow it down from there. Or do you guys want to decide on 4, and then we'll watch an episode from each one during the month? Maybe we can do a poll for that too. Who knows? We'll figure it out. I'd rather see Twist of Fate than any of those, but I choose the Virus Outbreak. I was glad to see Courtney go, but I was pissed about Tony Jones. Brad Mall wanted to leave the show. Yeah, Brad Mall not only wanted to leave the show, but he also wanted his character to die. So he got to decide that And you know, I think that Brad did a wonderful job on the death scene. I'll never forget like the shock on his face when he sees BJ and he tells Bobby to smile for me because he's dying happy. Such a beautiful moment. Two more minutes for the poll, guys. What was I gonna say in regards to that? If you guys watched Maurice's, I think, latest State of Mind, he does talk to Alicia, who played Courtney, and she does mention dying in the monkey virus thing. But it's funny to see how like both Maurice and Alicia's memories have kind of waned a little bit. Because Courtney didn't know that AJ was Michael's father, and both Sonny and Courtney seem to think that AJ died at the hands of Sonny while Courtney was still around, and I don't know, it's just funny, because I feel like the fans, we even though the GH stars, they're kind of living it, like we're the ones that kind of remember everything, right? Because they're just always on the go and having to remember the one thing to the next, and we're just able to enjoy. Isaiah, you said Twist of Fate was so good. Yeah, it really was. It was a great primetime special. Yeah, Brad Mall probably did leave because they never used him. I think from what I remember, he said that he didn't want the character to just, vanish into thin air. So he decided that he wanted to kill the character off. And I don't know if y'all saw Kelly Tebow's interview with Michael Fairman, but she got to choose to kill Britt off as well. She wanted the character to die. You're probably right. Jill Phelps took too many vets off contract. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Jill was awful, man. Oh, I can't stand her. She really ruined GH for a lot of people. Oh, in your fanfiction, BJ is an angel and Tony is her supervisor. PJ goes to Port Charles and intervenes to set old plots, right? She resurrects Alan and Georgie. She also works with Lila and her partner. Oh, as her partner. Brad's death scene was outstanding, but everything Brad did was great. True. Because they really did the character of Tony dirty too. But Brad was always phenomenal in everything that he did. It's been so long for them to act things out. I guess we should end the poll. Okay, so Port Charles Hotel Fire won, and Monkey Virus Outbreak came in second. So I'm just going to write that down somewhere, just to save as my top two. Give me 1 second. Of course, I don't have pen and paper near me, so we're just word padding it, guys. Okay, so Port Charles Hotel and Monkey Virus. And I'll put up the next poll here in a second. I think the vets being taken off was probably more Franz than Phelps after Endgame, which was all Phelps. The vets got featured less and less. I think Franz definitely had a role, but I've heard some interesting things from actors about Jill as well. It's a job to them. They just remember lines and act them out and don't take it seriously. Yeah. I mean, there are some actors that really do care about their storylines, obviously, but not to the extent that, at the end of the day, they're there to get a paycheck. Okay. Next poll. So what did I end off with? Hostage crisis. Okay. Okay. Toxic balls. 9. What am I forgetting? Okay, I'm gonna do like sweeps-esque storylines as well. Okay, these are the next 4 options. 2 of them are like the major, like, disaster kind of storylines. The last 2 are kind of sweeps-ish. Okay, let me Bob Guza's plan was to have GH mirror The Sopranos. Yeah. And that's where it ultimately failed. He took that idea to the network. They said yes, so the other actors were marginalized. Oh, Lord. In favor of Sonny, Jason, Sam, and Carly, yeah. Going to watch Kelly Thibault's Farewell, Michael Fairman's. Yeah, you should. It's a good interview. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I just needed 4 to be in there. I wasn't a fan of Franco Farini either. I think that the location shoot was cool, though. At the Mocha. And that story made no sense to me. Yeah, but I did love the location shoot of that, because that was the first time GH actually went somewhere in a while. Y'all, if the pathogen scare didn't happen like in 2012, I would have posted that as an option as well, but I can't. It's too new. It's too new, guys. Spring 2002 had Sonny and Carly everywhere, and back then Megan McTavish was writing for the show, not Guza. Remember when they brought on one of the actors from Sopranos to play Max and Milo's dad? So stupid, but honestly kind of entertaining as well. Okay, I kind of predicted that this is how the vote was going to go. It's 1 a.m. here. All right, good night, Sandy. You'll find out what we decide in the end next Wednesday. Don't get me started on McTavish. She was horrible. Oh, Lord. Okay. I will say that I enjoyed the carnival location shoot as well. Even though it was outside of GH, the fact that they like bought a carnival to build around it was pretty cool. And it was nice to see GH in an outdoor setting that looked so different, even though it was like in front of the hospital. Just in that kind of scenario. Pratt and Guza were terrible together, but didn't mind Pratt on Y&R. Okay. Okay, we're gonna end this poll in a second here. Okay, that poll's over. It's been 5 minutes. Do we got... Can I see both? Okay, let me see. Zero for Francophrenia. No one's surprised about that. I just needed a fourth option. That's all, guys. Okay, so if I'm looking at the results, the top four, the number one choice of the first round was Port Charles Hotel Fire. The number one choice in the second round was Black and White Ball. If I take the top four out of both polls, then Port Charles Hotel Fire, Monkey Virus Outbreak, Black and White Balls, and Toxic Balls are the four contenders. Now, we could either... here's what I think we'll do. Okay, see Isaiah. So, yeah, Black and White Ball got 62%, yeah. So, we could either vote from those top four storylines to see which one we watch for the whole 4 weeks, the whole 4 Wednesdays, or we could watch one episode from each of those storylines every Wednesday. What do you guys think? So as in, like, we'd watch an episode from the Port Charles Hotel Fire first, on the first. Monkey Virus Outbreak the following week. Black and White Ball the week after that. And Toxic Balls the week after that. Or we can just stick to one and watch highlights from that one story. What do y'all think? Or do you want me to do a poll for that too? Because I don't mind, I'll do one. But then collectively we would have to do like another poll after that to see who would win out to do just the one. All four is a good idea. Yeah, I don't mind that idea either. Like, I think that way we get a taste of each one. Yeah, variety. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. We'll We'll watch Black and White Ball. Well, okay, we'll watch Port Charles Hotel Fire, Monkey Virus Outbreak, Black and White Ball, and Toxic Balls. One week after the other. But we'll just... Each time that we go on, we'll decide on an episode. Because it's... You know, I mean, I'm not going to make a poll and be like, which episode should we watch? But, like, we'll just talk about it. Because, like, I imagine... You know, for example, for the Black and White Ball, maybe we'd want to watch, like, the first episode, or maybe, like, when Emily dies. Toxic Balls, we might want to watch, you know, when the room explodes with the toxic balls in it. But yeah, we'll decide on the days. I think every story had their good moments, their good climax moments. All right, Jakaris, but yeah, we're just gonna watch. We're gonna do all four, one episode a week from each sweeps, and I feel like honestly that's probably a better way to pay homage to, you know, the sweeps, the disaster era. Anyway, because like I'm kind of wanting to celebrate 60 years in some kind of way, and for me, the disaster storylines were probably some of the greatest GH experiences I've had as a viewer in the time that I've watched live. I didn't like that Franco storyline in 2010. None of us did. I just thought that the Mocha location shit was cool. It was pretty camp too, though. Great, looking forward. Thank you, Dion. Thank you, Brooklyn. Oh, something I wanted to bring up, completely off topic now, because someone said they're going to watch Kelly's interview with Michael Fairman after this. Kelly confirmed that the plan was to always do both GH and Station 19, because she's not on there regularly. She was just there for 4 episodes. It was never like a long-term gig. She was just shooting 4 episodes of the show. So that she just kind of put the kibosh on the confusion there. But yeah, so she was never going to be off the show because of that. But then shortly after, she decided that she wanted to leave GH and do other things. And then she talked about, you know, her move to London. And how she's doing things for her and trying something new, and she likes the you know, leaning into the unknown, as it were, and so that's why she ended up moving to the UK. But she did say that if she gets nominated for an Emmy this year, she'll come back to visit. Favorite GH location shoot for me, it is oh my god, there's so many good ones though. Puerto Rico was amazing in the 90s. Well shot, well edited, well executed. Just well done overall. Yeah, I guess that's probably my favorite. Mount Rushmore was cool too. Least favorite one? Anytime they go to that damn park with the fence. Like, anytime, pick a time. That is the worst location. Truly. Luke and Laura dancing at Wyndham's. Yeah, that was pretty iconic too. Man. I've always wanted to know where they shot that. Like, what department store were they in where they shot that? Hated the Carly and Drew location shoot. I just hated that it was supposed to be Florida. Florida don't have hills like that. Like, had they just not focused on the entire, location, if they just stayed on the sand and only showed the sand and the beach, would have been fine. And then also the wind. The wind definitely made it far worse. A Port Charles hotel back in the 80s. Interesting. Robert and Sean fighting in the Aztec treasure on the tram. Oh, yeah. The water pathogen location shoot. I didn't mind that one, actually. I liked it. It was nice to see GH in a new setting. Yeah, I liked that location shoot. It's in terms of like the ones in the last, let's say 20 years, that was probably one of the better ones for sure. But if we're just talking the last 20, I have to say like the carnival was pretty cool. Even though it was shot in the lot, I like that they built a carnival on the parking lot to do that story. We'll forgive GH for the technical errors during the Carly and Drew shoot. Just thrilled to be on location. They're outside. Yeah, like, no, I do love when GH goes outside. I loved Laura Wright and Cameron Matheson talking about that shoot during the live State of Mind with Maurice. Because they talked about how windy it was. And how awful it was because of the wind. Because I think Laura said that it, like, when they first got to the location, there was no wind. It was beautiful. And then when they went there to shoot, that's when, the wind happened and took over. And that they even had to dub some of their lines after the fact because of the wind got in the way of the microphone work. And that's why they ended up going underneath that tree for the last bit. The water pathogen was the best story under Carlivati. Yeah, it's true. True. And we got John Ingle's final scene out of that storyline too. But what was I going to say? I think Ron Carlivati, he would do one-off episodes really well. But telling long-term stories, he sucked at. I think that, like, when I think about, like, the standalone episodes, I think of, like, Edward's death. Or, like, Edward's tribute episode. John Ingle's tribute episode. And then also the episode where Luke finds out that he killed both of his parents. Also really well done. And I like that they recreated the original scenes from, like, the first episode with the newer actors like Rebecca Herbst and oh my gosh, who played Lucas? I feel like his name is Ryan Cairns, and Jason Thompson, all playing the original characters. Papa Wappa who? Ron C should write old school cartoons like the Super Friends Justice. He really should. That's where he would probably shine, honestly. Because man, were his storylines corny. Latex masks, y'all. Ugh. But yeah, he really, I just couldn't stand him. I don't even want to rant about it. It's been a good stream, y'all. Like, let's not ruin it by talking about all of his mistakes. But yeah, it's been a good stream. So next week, we will watch an episode from Port Charles Hotel Fire, and then the following Monkey Virus Outbreak. The following after that, Black and White Ball, and then the one after that, Toxic Balls. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. Don't forget this Sunday, another episode of General Hospital After Show, where we will recap all of this week, and we'll get into bigger discussions about how we feel about Cameron and Joss and Dex and the whole 9 yards. I think we're getting Britt's memorial episode either tomorrow or the next day. I think Friday. So I'm gonna be a mess. Latex masks first appeared on Daytime Mondays back in the 80s. But in the 80s, you could get away with that, you know? Like, I have a feeling they're going to bring in the weather machine for the 60th anniversary in some way. But that is the only way that they can get away with it, during a celebration where you're supposed to be nostalgic. Alright, guys. But yeah, good night. I will see you guys this Sunday. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weeks. And I will see you later. Peace out.